Hey, what's going on, you guys? I appreciate you being here. My name is Allison Jones, and welcome to the Daily Intention. So, today's date is December 20th, 2018, and our key word for today is manifestation. Manifestation. That is such a big play on a word because it is used in a lot of things, whether it's religion, spirituality, consciousness, subconsciousness, whatever the case may be. It is used widely. And usually a lot of people talk about it in a sense, to remain positive, for the positive outcome. But depending on what your focus is and what your intent is, previous to the manifestation, it could also be negative. So, but we're gonna keep it on a high note, a higher octave. Okay. All right. So if this is your first time, guess what? Everybody else, y'all hold on. Okay. Let me give them a 30-second pitch on what the daily intention is about, okay? So if this is your first time, as always, I come from a 3D, 4D, 5D type perspective. And this information comes from the Mayan Tzolk'in and the 13 moon calendar, or what you may call the law of time. So I use some of that to integrate into kind of giving an explanation from a 3D perspective and a 4D perspective, based on how people can look at what's going on around us, in our lives, and in the things going on in the world. And if anything resonates with you, that's great. If it doesn't, share it with somebody that it will, or take it for what it is, and we can keep it moving. But I'm sure that there will be something that will either bring an aha moment, or at least bring awareness to how you can utilize this information to have clearer intentions in what you want to do in life. All right? And for the most part, I deal with effective leadership, self-leadership, authenticity, and leadership overall. Dimensional perspectives, because it's easy for us to get caught up in our own thought patterns and how we see stuff. But then you have a teammate or somebody that you are living with, or that you have a relationship with, that has another perspective, or they may have the same. It just depends. But for the most part, a lot of people have different perspectives, and that's okay. We just need to see it as a learning lesson to use our resources, utilize each other's knowledge, and go forward. All right, so let's get this popping. So some keywords dealing with today, like I said, the first one, we're going to deal with 3D perspectives. As always, we are in the wave spell. Today is the 10th day of the wave spell for the Mayan Tzolk'in, or the 3D perspective. And the underlying energy, the wave spells last for 13 days, okay? So it's an underlying energy or frequency to everything else. Like, it's pretty much the focal point of what you should maintain, as far as like when you're going into growth patterns and maneuvering. But for the most part, each day has a different signature or energy or dimension. And so I'm just here to break it down for you, so it can be a lot easier for you to understand what this consciousness is about, or subconsciousness is about, and get to reprogramming or programming and just doing what you want to do in your life through divine will, through your actions. And let's keep it moving, all right? So the underlying energy of the wave spell for the next 3 days left, because today is the 10th day, keyword manifestation. And the underlying energy is birth, nurture, replenishing your energy, and contemplating what we want to do for the next 260 days or plasmas, for the next 365 days, and for 2019, period. Okay? So, let's hit up some things. So, today, some words that may stick out could be manifestation, substance, materialization, expression, ephemeral, beauty, and potential realized. All right? Now, what once was the intentions or ideas, hopes, or fears now becomes physically present with the energy of dealing with the number 10. Like I said, a wave spell has 13 days, and today is the 10th day. We have 3 more days left in the 3D perspective, okay? Anything that has had our attention and intention focused upon it becomes real. That's clear as day, okay? I'm going to say that again. Anything that has had our attention and intention focused upon it becomes real, all right? Powerful energy that carries great responsibility. And if you're intuitive, if you're sensitive, if you're empathic, you can kind of get the gist of the energy right now. It's feeling a certain type of way. You're seeing things possibly go on, depending on how you have yourself set up. But for the most part, it's all a setup for us to make better decisions, the most optimal decisions for our lives and for those around us. And literally every single time making the better decision, all right? So we'll probably tune into beauty of all kinds today, having awareness of beauty. And beauty, this can be manipulated since beauty is defined for us most of the time, all right? Now, there is a great value in allowing your personal experience to go beyond limitations imposed by a conditioned world. All right, there is a great value in allowing your personal experience to go beyond limitations imposed by a conditioned world. So, in a nutshell, that just means that if you value yourself more than what you have, or if we value ourselves more, because as I say all the time, this is sponsored by Leading While Learning. Leading While Learning deals with self-leadership, effective leadership, and leading ourselves where we really want to see ourselves, all right? So if you value yourself and your experiences, then you know the power of empowering yourself, which will help you go beyond limitations. So, you know, if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to go further than the front door, okay? But if you believe in yourself, you'll actually step outside, go past the door, close it, keep going, hop in the car. You know, it's just, you're going to take it there. But if you don't believe in yourself, you're just going to kind of stand in the doorway. Nah, not today. I ain't going to do that. You know? So it's just very important for us to empower ourselves in this energy that carries great responsibility. All right? Let's keep it moving, baby. So, today signifies the scripture, justice, authority, and the guardian of material and spiritual law. All right. It also represents fidelity, order. It is the justice. The energy of today, dealing with manifestation, it is the justice, okay? Representing material and spiritual life from beginning to end. So basically, from the thought pattern that produced the manifestation, from the clear intention or unclear intention that produced the manifestation in our life. These are the things that we deal with on a daily basis, because most of the time we are not clear in our mind, heart, and soul on how we really want to move forward. And so every day it's a marathon, it's a race. We just pretty much saying, hey, you know what? Put me in, coach. I'm going to go ahead and just try this out. But we have to be committed to ourselves on this journey and go from there. So on this day, we ask for divine justice. We do away with criticism, vices. And this is so that we may have an organized life and so that we can discover all great secrets. And, when dealing with this information, a lot of people take it and they shove it in the toilet because they've been rigid and conditioned, all right? We coming back to it. Been conditioned and rigid in a way of thinking. You come out of the womb and you're literally you're being told what to do the entire time, or you see what to do the entire time, and we are programmed into certain things, especially status quo. But for the most part, a day like this definitely has to do with organizing our lives so that we can discover all the great secrets, from the secrets that are locked within us to the secrets of the world and the things that we can explore, be awake to, and literally make space for. All right? So it's also a day to be in peace. It's a day to fix our errors, desires, sexual pleasures, and not to fall into arrogance, lies, ambition, envy, crime, ingratitude, and ignorance. All right? It's also a day to be in balance with spiritual and material. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Why would we say that? Okay, anyway. Things like that. So, but definitely it's a day to be in balance with spiritual and material. It's a day to solicit divine justice, meaning you put your prayers to work, baby, and then you go into meditation and see what comes about it, okay? And just because you go into meditation or just because you pray, you're going to get a clear sign, but it's not always going to be the sign that you were looking for, The details that you created, through your will may not be the divine will. So then you have to kind of sit back and say, okay, I see it. It came about, it manifested. Well, something manifested, but dang, how did this happen? Whether positive or negative, it's something that we have to evaluate, all right? So it's also a good day to have good helpers in whatever you're doing. A good day to do away with charges against justice. All right, so it's a good day to liberate persons that are detained. All right. It's also a good day to ask that just be corrected. All right, so today, manifestation, like I said, deals with intentions, unintentions, you know, whatever we focused on, whatever we were pretty much fully committed to outside of ourselves, you know, from our self-talk and just, yeah, self-talk, because that's a very big thing. You know, we have our own internal conversations, and then we wonder why and how things manifest in our lives. Or we have our own internal conversations, but when we come outside of ourselves, things don't match up. You know, the actions don't speak louder than your words that you were just saying to yourself. You know, and we can be real hard on ourselves when doing that. You know, I've experienced that. You know, when you don't meet a deadline, or you don't achieve something that you thought you were going to do, or things not moving at the speed of light like you want them to, you know, because you're looking at other people's success, or you trying to figure out what you really want to do in life, or anything, you know. But we got to always bring it back to leading ourselves where we really want to see ourselves, and that means having a clear intention. And so it's a good day to learn tolerance, to develop love for community work, to be a good writer, short distance travel, and some leadership skills or capabilities that we can exude or embody are cooperativeness, loyalty, or just being loyal, and inspiring loyalty in others, helpfulness, consistency, commitment, sticking by allies in times of trouble, good team players, creativeness, striving patiently to fill authoritative positions, all right? Waiting our turn for leadership through patience, strong interest in our neighborhoods, variety in life, emotional maturity through understanding a father or authority in general. Now, let's kind of focus on that for a good couple seconds. Emotional maturity through understanding a father or an authority in general. Because when you're dealing with mother and father, usually it may be dealing with masculine and feminine, you know, the universe and the earth. Your parents, you know, it displays itself through a lot of things, all right? And so dealing with the father, you're dealing with the sternness, you're dealing with the iron fist, or, you know, authority. And so through emotional maturity, you gain understanding on how to deal with authority so that you can become the authority in your life. All right? This may come from things that you didn't understand about a father or that type of energy. All right? So it's also a good day to learn patience, followed by acceptance of direction from others when needed. All right, so today is what the Mayans call Ak, the dog, all right? And some things that you can take with you as we end the third dimensional perspective is the dog being a creature who carried a torch to light the way. Wait, hold on, let me say that again. A creature who carried a torch to light the way, guided souls through the underworld, because that also refers back to Egypt. And we're not going to go into that, okay? I'm just going to let you know that the dog represents someone who guides souls through the underworld. All right? Unquestioned loyalty, because you know you got a pet at home, and that pet can see you go in motion all through the day, night, every single how you sleep. They looking at you. You know, they have this sense, all right? Like, you could literally leave for the day. Your pet is in the window when you leave, and when you come back home, before you even turn on the street, they know you coming to the house. And they sitting in that same spot waiting for you. Okay? So that's unquestioned loyalty. All right? Unquestioned faith. That's the greatest asset. The dog also reflects the journey through the darkness of our private underworlds. We enter a path where intellect and logic are no help. And this is so true, because when we're dealing with what they call the shadow self, or personal issues, or our private underworld, we run into things that we've hidden from ourselves because we were coping some type of way. You know, we tried to cope some type of way with an insecurity, and we created a facade. We created a whole nother life, a whole nother persona. And all of this just to impress other people, or to feel some type of way about ourselves. But when you really journeying through that darkness of our private dark worlds, our underworlds, yeah, intellect and logic will not help, because it's something that you have to sense. It's something that you have to know. It's something that you really have to step into and deal with. All right? So that's from our mistakes. It's from a number of things. But we have to deal with it. Nobody else is going to be able to learn those lessons for us. All right? And only an unquestioning faith can light our way through interior darkness to emerge into another dawn. All right? And faith will prevail. All right. So, leading into the fourth and fifth dimensional perspective, might go a little more in depth. We are dealing with the yellow self-existing warrior, 56. And we are on tone 4. That is like the higher octave of the energy for today. Or frequency as well, dealing with numbers. So the wave spell for the 13 moon calendar, or the Tzolk'in, dealing with the law of time, is the red Skywalker. And that's dealing with space, explore, and wakefulness. And that's for 13 days as well. And we are just on the 4th day. So we really just entered this wave spell. So I'm going to just say, give yourself a heads up, because if anything comes up right now, it's for your attention. Someone is pleading for your attention. God, the universe, your ancestors, somebody is pleading for your attention. And so as we are journeying through our lives right now, going into these different spaces and places, as we move around, exploring ourselves, it is imperative that we remain wakeful, so that we won't have to revisit some of these dark spaces that we are coming through. All right, so that's dealing with the wave spell, and we have 9 more days. So instead of months, they're called moons, and we are on the rhythmic moon, dealing with balance, equality, and organizing. And previously, I let everyone know that we were in a week, or what they call a heptad, that dealt with knowledge initiating your view. All right? But now we are in a new week, the first day of a new week, or the white heptad, where humility refines meditation. All right? So we're also dealing with order, definition, discrimination, natural cycles, and a meaningful alignment. And that's all dealing with the number 4. We're also dealing with the base of the pyramid, all right? The solid foundations that unify, asking that we utilize tools of discrimination. Now is the time to manifest our dreams or visions. We are the architects that manifest our dreams. We are being brought into meaningful alignment, all right? So, in life, I tell you, man, things can look so shabby and crazy and undefined. People could, are really going through it. But it's one thing to go through something, and it's one thing to really see the underlying truth of what's occurring. Everything that is flowing against us is because of our resistance to ourselves, to being true to ourselves, to being honest with ourselves, repeating the same cycles over and over again. It's because we're not honest with ourselves and we're not dealing with the lessons as they come, and so they feel like they're getting harder and harder. All right? So the next time we're going through a lesson, it's imperative that we pay attention and we remain wakeful to explore that space and move on. All right? Because there's greater things for us. So we're also bringing healing into this cycle of our life. That's major. All right, shout out to Young Dolph. That's major, okay? All right. The 4 directions offers assistance in understanding universal physical laws. North, south, east, west. Those directions offer us profound assistance in understanding the universal physical laws, how things manifest here on earth. Okay? So, we should use measure as a tool of consciousness to mold time, form, and space. Now is the time to focus, connect tangibly with the undefined. We should take our ideas and give them discipline and form. We should develop the ability to discriminate without creating separation or judgment. We should also channel our creative energy constructively, generating the power for practical manifestation. We should also embody the gift of trust and direct guidance. Through trust, we journey through a place of no time and limitless light. All right? Through trust, we journey through a place of no time and limitless light. Then we undergo transformation of a solar heart and mind. A solar heart and mind. Just think of a solar panel, all right, on a roof, absorbing light so that it can be the power, so that it can provide the pulse, the power for a home. We have to think of ourselves the same way. We being the solar panel, receiving the light, receiving the divine communications, and understanding that we are the power, the light for others, So, receiving the light to empower ourselves or light the way. So we're also dealing with divine communication, accepting the gift of knowing and grace. Grace is an unexpected touch, blessing, giving in love, a natural gift from God or the universe. All right? We have to open fully to receive it. And we're almost through. We're wrapping it up. So, as we embody the staff of God, we become anchored in our connection to cosmic consciousness. I want to make sure that I emphasize that there is no disconnection between God and the earth, the universe, energy, frequencies, all of those words, consciousness, subconsciousness. There is no disconnection. They are all intertwined. They are all the same one thing that operates by being anchored, by helping us being anchored in the staff of God. So we have to see the connections. It's time out for separating things and saying, well, this is this, and this is this, and this is this. No, it's all the same. It's all the same. We've just been so conditioned to think everything is separate because somebody has been in control of everything outside of us that is being done, you know? So once we are able to embody the staff of God, we will become anchored in our connection to cosmic consciousness, God consciousness, the God frequency, as a lot of people speak about. Okay? If you desire to access grace and trust, focus on the colors indigo and gold. And a question that we can ask ourselves is, what form will my spiritual journey take? All right? Because it's already happening. You know, we just sometimes call it something else, but it's already happening. But intentionally, with a clear intention, we want to know, what form will our spiritual journey take? Qualities to embrace: grace, trust, an inner voice, fearlessness, courage, cosmic consciousness, high standards, divine communication, reception, and intelligence. All right? So, I hope that this video, this session today was meaningful for your alignment, for our alignment. As I always state, the daily intention is my intention. You know, there are some things that I've stored up and now it's time to put it out. And everything that I speak on are things that I have to review for myself as well. So it's not that I'm not talking to or at anyone. I'm just releasing the flow of information for what is needed for others to know, you know, for others to be able to step into things that they haven't tapped into their lives. You know, we have to deal with that dark side of us. We have to deal with a lot of things. But every day it's becoming more apparent and clear that we can't go to another level with old baggage. We can't go to another level with old insecurities. We can't go to another level with old vices, with old people, not elders, but, you know, just people that no longer serve us, or people that we no longer can work with, you know, have a relationship with. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. It really means a lot, whether it's one view or a million. Hey, all I can say is this is my daily intention for you, and I'm just grateful to be able to release this information, and hopefully you can take one word, some words, and use it within your day, or just contemplate on some of it for a minute or two and say, you know, and whatever comes up, hey, that's for you. So I appreciate you so much. I really do. I love you guys, and I'm out.